That's what you can do when you have a reputation, but nobody trusts Disney. Disney tell you something, you're going to immediately go, let me go check that. Or I'm sorry, I shouldn't say them in particular. Large corporations that have not fostered a trustworthy reputation, you don't immediately believe what they say.
Well, welcome to Dicejunkies. I'm Zeno Damus. I'm here with
you.
And look who's back.
It's Blood Axe.
All right. We got Blood Axe on the Skype. And anyway, all right. Let's move on to the next one. We have Shang-Chi. Smashes.
It's Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi. Whatever.
That's actually covered in the movie. It's a joke.
Okay.
So you kept saying Sean instead of Shang. Shang-Chi.
Anyway, smashes Labor Day record with 83 million plus one, and that is an assumption, being that at this point the Labor Day is not passed. But they're saying from the current trend on the movie that it is expected to beat the Labor Day trend, which was last set, I think, back in 2007 with Halloween. Currently, they're expecting 71.4 million for the 3-day trek, which does put it under the 80 million of Black Widow, being that Disney looked at this as an experiment. That will be interesting. I'm assuming, being they didn't put it on Disney Plus, they expected that not putting it on Disney Plus should make the box office higher, not lower. So
yeah, I mean, the question is what is it going to really total out though? Because we've seen movies get that announcement, like Dalmatians, and even they tried to say to Mulan, where like that first day they're like, look how much money it's making, and then it just curve balls down. So what I want to know is what's it going to do versus its budget, because I thought Black Widow did well, but when we looked it up earlier today before the show, we came up with an actual, like, apparently it was not considered to have done much better than break even. So you got to watch the way people give you bad info, where they'll shoot info at you and try to tell you something successful and you find out it's not. You know, we were looking at some other things and going like, you got to be sure. Now, if it does well, good for it.
I mean, right now, now obviously Rotten Tomato, bad source of information, but it's all we have. So right now, its scores are amazing on Rotten Tomatoes, with a 98% audience score. And even if you do the all audience score, which means they don't have proof that they actually saw it, it's still 96%.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I was trying to go see it today, but my boys aren't interested. Which is why I'm like, that's odd. My kids who love superhero movies do not want to see this movie. So that's why I'm still kind of going like, I want to see what really happens when it's done. I'm not going to immediately call it. I don't think it's going to be a failure, but whether it's going to be a Marvel tier success is another story. Like, you know, how much are they really going to pull down? We're going to see.
That is a shitty critic review. 2 words: boiled tofu. That tells me nothing. How are you listed as a critic when that's the extent of your review?
No idea. I don't know. What do you think, Clinton? I don't know what to think of Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings.
I tried to watch it today and ended up watching Free Guy instead, which I actually enjoyed pretty well. But from my understanding and from the reviews of some of the outlets that I actually have more faith in, they said it's a good movie if you like kung fu movies, but it doesn't feel like a Marvel movie at all. And one of the big draws that I was interested in was the Mandarin, and the feedback I got was they didn't even do the Mandarin correctly again. So that was kind of disappointing. Now, if they would have Bing Fang Foom, yeah, I would probably have already seen the movie. But it's not something that I'm interested in. Q knows full well that I don't really get into the whole kung fu Asian culture. I'm more fantasy, sci-fi kind of person, so we do have some differences there. But I will probably eventually watch it. But just like your boys, I'm not super excited about it because it doesn't come across to me as a superhero movie. And I don't really know what it can bring to the MCU for Phase 4. So it's one of those things that, yeah, I'll watch it, but I'm not super excited about it either.
Man, that's actually the funny thing is that's what they want to see is Freeman. Like I said, do you want to see Shang-Chi or Freeman? And they were like,
Free
Freeman,
guy.
free guy. They were like, free guy. They immediately went, let's go see Free Guy. And I'm like, but it's a superhero movie. And when they're like, no, know who Shang-Chi is. We'd rather see Free Guy. We'll wait for Spider-Man to come out to see a superhero movie. And I was just like, just no interest whatsoever in the movie. But, I mean, if it does well, because, I mean, my whole opinion about Marvel is in the gutter so much that I don't know whether to be happy or sad whenever anything happens to them anymore. At least it's not, like, super woke. I mean, Shang-Chi being Asian makes sense. Snake Eyes doesn't. But Shang-Chi should be Asian. The movie should be Kung Fu. So I can support the movie and that it actually makes sense that it's the way it is. But I have no hopes for She-Hulk and some of the other stuff they're doing later. Like, Phase 4 is normally, to me, considered to me, be a trash fire.
I mean, to me, I think it's great to see that a Marvel movie is doing well. I mean, you know, I want to see good Marvel movies again.
Yeah.
And so if this does well and it's not super woke and it's not, then that may be a sign to help future Marvel movies. Bloodex?
Yeah, the only one I'm really interested in is actually Doctor Strange 2: The Multiverse of Madness. That one I'm really kind of stoked about. Thor: Love and Thunder, even though Taika Waititi's doing it, I'm really cautious about the direction they're going because they're rebooting Hawkeye. They're putting in Kate Bishop into his place. They're getting rid of Thor. They're going to put in Natalie Portman into his plot. So the replacements of our loved characters is really a touchy subject. But Doctor Strange has always been a character I loved back in the 80s in the cartoons and in the 90s. So that's been a character that I think we're all excited about. But the rest of us are like She-Hulk, not really interested. What If is tanking in the toilet on Disney Plus. The Eternals, I'm more excited about Shang-Chi than the Eternals, and I don't really want to watch Shang-Chi. So some of the choices are really questionable, but I think a lot of these movie choices were under different management with Disney, and now that there's been a changeover at the top, I hope they're going to redirect the ship towards more giving the fans what they want as opposed to some kind of check the box agenda for what Hollywood is doing nowadays, because it's all just kind of trash, man. It really is.
I mean, I far more support Shang-Chi than Black Widow, yeah. Like, when I actually, like, got familiar with what they did with the story of Black Widow and how they went and the stupid Taskmaster crap they did, I far more go Shang-Chi. I hope it embarrasses the Black Widow movie just because I do not, like you said, at least Shang-Chi, I think, is a love letter to Shang-Chi. Like, it's for the Shang-Chi fans. It's a martial arts film. That's it. I don't think I haven't seen or heard anybody complaining that there's, anything else going on there. And if we can get stuff where Marvel makes a Marvel movie, like you were saying, just a good Marvel movie, and they're not doing something like they're doing to our next comic book or the subject we're about to jump to, then I can get behind it. So I'm going to change that. I really hope Shang-Chi does well, especially better than Black Widow.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Be sure to check us out. Our Dicejunkies.com has links to where we are all around the internet: Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all that good stuff. Of course, as we start going to cons, a lot of those sources will be more active. They've been a little light since we haven't really been going out a lot. But
our hunt for Delta as we go to cons.
Yeah. Look forward to those. Be sure to go to YouTube now. That's where we have the probably the majority of our content with gaming stuff with Blood Axe and Q. I know they've been playing a lot of Aliens Firestorm recently.
Firestorm Elite.
Firestorm Elite.
Fire Team.
Fire Team. Fire.
Oh yeah,
Whatever.
Fire. You know what? They ain't changed the Firestorm. Dang it, we about the only people playing it. It took us like 2 weeks to find the third person. It's me, Blood Axe, and like 4 lonely people playing this game.
I found one. He bought it over the weekend.
He found a new person.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
So
like
yeah.
you're waiting, like, hey, did you buy Aliens Fire Team Elite? Play with us.
So you don't have to play it just like everybody else. Yeah, go watch
So,
it.
speaking of which, we've got several videos going through the campaign, but I'm going to develop a strategy video probably today to come out, hopefully Monday. That if you are playing Aliens Fire Team, it's going to be a strategy to help you get through Horde to quickly level your characters, not as an intention to complete it, but just so you can power experience your guns and your characters up so you can actually go play the campaign and have fun. So look out for that.
The Xenos. That's the hint. Hint, shoot Xenos.
All right. Be sure to hit that like and that subscription notification button on YouTube, wherever it is. And as always,
somewhere.
Thanks for watching, and we hope you enjoyed. Since apparently Star Wars hasn't been destroyed enough, we were going to bring in the ultimate destroyer of all things our childhood.
Well, they saw how good he did on He-Man. They went like, wow, this guy makes Ryan Johnson look like a pussy. He's going to get in there and really get it going.
And, yeah, so...
He's going to cuck like Luke Skywalker, man. He's going to get it going. All the Jedi are vegan now.